action just keeps on coming. We are live. This is the Hurley Pro. Hitting the lineup right now, a super heat. Mick Fanning, Adam Melling, Hiroto, Ohhara. Chris Cote here with Ross Williams on the call. Well, Hiroto Ohhara, that name might not be too familiar, but I'll tell you what, this kid has had the best summer of his life. Qualified for this event through the wildcard competition, won the US Open, and now he's back in the lineup with the world's best, and he's up first. Hiroto Ohhara, cranking it off the bottom. Big salvo of turns for this young Japanese surfer who has just absolutely burst onto the scene. Not only a sensation in the lineup, but also a viral sensation as he's backing up his newfound popularity with incredible surfing. And right behind him, Adam Melling, up and into the lip. Beautiful surfing from this Australian who's always seems to be spot on. Finishes his wave out the back, and here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mick Fanning. Ross Williams, what are we going to see from Mick this heat?
I'll tell you what, Mick Fanning, right-hand point break, that is a recipe for 8.5s and above. He just makes it look so smooth and easy. And the cool thing about Mick, his secret weapon, really, it's not a secret, but is his power. I mean, he can just kick a wave in half.
An event down in Tahiti, now transitioning here to a high-performance wave at lower Trestles. Did you come in early to practice?
Yeah, as you know, like we've been getting barreled most of the year, like with Fiji, and then we go to chokes, and then I decided I had 4 days at home or 5 days, and then I just went, I got to come straight here. So it was like my 9th or 10th day here, so I just been surfing here every day. It's really, it's just great. I stay with the family here, the Mattingleys, and I just ride down from the house, so it's just been great.
Well, he's living like a local and he's surfing like a local. Owen Wright into round 3.
Owen Wright, that's what he does. He goes out there and smashes wave to bits, and that heat right there, he's just kind of chilling, surfing his way through. And these first round heats, of course, they're non-elimination.
That lame 25th sits, you only get 500 points for that. That is a Green Reaper in terms of trying to qualify, such as this guy right here. And there's that extra spice, that flair that Adam Melling has really added to his repertoire this year. You can see that spray on that first turn was really knifey, looked very crisp, and then he finishes it with a nice little fin ditch there. So that's that little extra edge that's keeping the judges on their toes just a little bit more for Adam Melling, keeping it fresh.
I'm with you there. I think his carve game, you can't argue that it's one of the best in the world. We all knew, the S-turn, the big, powerful, arcing, carving turns that Adam Melling is so good at. He needed to back that style of surfing up with some spice, like you said, throwing the tail, going a little bit vertical. He's done that, and you can teach an old dog new tricks. He's a vet. He's been around, but it's great to see he's still going. Here goes Mick Fanning. Giant Mick Fanning turn. There's no really other way you can describe it. That's just the turn Mick has been famous for. Just rubber band quickness. Gets back onto the open face. He is a hunter. Every section. He utilizes the wave to their maximum potential. So Mick Fanning watches as he paddles back out and sees Hiroto Ohhara just digging rail and going down there. 21 minutes and 43 seconds to go. Melling has 2 scores, a 4.33 and a 5.5. Fanning's got a 7. Hiroto Ohhara, young wildcard surfer from Japan, with the highest single wave score so far, 7.33.
Well, small in stature, but this kid, he packs a punch. A lot of power. Beautiful drift on that second turn. I love that he ditched his fins there, but a lot of it was kind of unexpected, and he handled it nicely. But unfortunate there for Hiroto, he wasn't able to package that wave up, so that's going to not help him in terms of keeping a nice score. And as you said, Mick Fanning, relentless, just searching for any section to slice in half. The cool thing about Mick Fanning, yes, he's surgical, he's precise, he's quick, he's fast, but he has, again, as I mentioned earlier, so much power. Watch how much rail gets in the water. That's a fin ditch right there, but on his carves, he literally sinks half his board in the water, and that is so much talent, so much power, and that's why it's so easy for him to collect those excellent scores.
Well, if anybody has the opportunity to catch Adriano de Souza right now, it is Mick Fanning. A very tight 1-2-3 spot here. Owen Wright, he's showing that he means business. But Mick Fanning right now, this is where he's been known to put the hammer down. I mean, that is a scary situation to be in.
Well, there's no doubt. You could say Mick Fanning is the favorite to win the world title right now, even though he's sitting in second. He's just so deadly in Europe, and he's solid at pipe. He's not the guy that you think, oh, he's going to win pipe, but he's solid, so he's good for a decent result.
I mean, he's not letting up one bit. 18 minutes and 56 seconds to go, having a deep dig. It was Melling, but he misses it, and that opens the door for Mick Fanning. Beautiful bottom turn. Insane tight arc off the top for Fanning again. Laser sharp. White lightning striking 3 times on this wave. Sets it up with a floater on the inside. Flawless surfing from your current world number 2. Fanning hammer down. And again, it's the jinx of Mick Fanning watching you on a wave. Hiroto Ohara going down halfway through. But I mean, Mick Fanning on that last wave, that I could literally hear stomping coming from the judges area. They were on their feet. That was a crazy combination of maneuvers.
Well, let's give a look here at our Japanese surfer Hiroto. Again, trying to qualify Chris with those QS points to get on the CT Tour. That's never been done before. So this man right now, he is onto something. He's got a solid cushion to qualify, but as you can see, making a big mistake there.
This is Adam Melling. Nice opening snap. You'll see the similarities between Melling and Fanning on this wave. The bottom turn straight into the top, and there's the flare talked about, Ross. Melling just adding a little bit, but maybe just putting a little bit too much spice on that last turn, going down. So in the judge's mouth, you've got to finish strong.
Well, I can't wait to watch this replay right here. Nice setup turn, believe it or not, that's a setup turn for Mick. Watch this one, this is 100% wrap. That was just mental. And then another one right here, so much speed, and then flicking the fins just to add a little bit of flair there for the judges. I mean, those 2 carves, I could hug those things. Those were just a thing of beauty there for Mick Fanning. It's going to be a big score. And out the back, Adam Melling. This wave a lot slower, so he's not able to kind of whip through those turns like Mick had. Mick's wave was a lot steeper. You can see this one has some slope on it. I love that choice right there. Little layback hammer, but right there, a little uncareful and got that nose poked in the water and wasn't able to ride out of it.
You know, if you're kind of splitting hairs here, Melling, I mean, the basic thing is he falls more than Mick Fanning.
Yep.
He's done the exact correct maneuvers on those waves. He hasn't pushed it too far. That shows. I mean, that's why he is the multiple world champion, surfing like that. But let's not give up on our second and third surfers right now. We know how capable these guys are. Ohara, he had 2 setups out the back. The wave ran away from him, so he opts out.
You've seen it happen a couple times in this heat already, coming unstuck.
Mick Fanning spins around and halfway out, opens up with a speed arc. Goes vertical, setting it up here, waiting for this thing. This little speed float, so basically 3 setup maneuvers and then 1 closeout snap. But I just love the way Fanning projects down the line. I mean, that's why he's known as White Lightning.
Yeah.
He strikes. That's pretty much the average size, I would say. I think Slater's riding something in that range. Everybody kind of riding similar boards. They're just, you know, it's the fine tuning that the shapers put into these boards that make it, you know, very personal to each surfer.
Well, what's funny about Mick, I feel like out of any surfer on tour, he is the most fine-tuned with his equipment. I never see him on a board and go, wow, that looks a little too small, that looks a little too big. He really has it tuned in to his body type. You know, that's the thing. You know, I just mentioned Hiroto, how his board looks just a little long sometimes. When you see Mick, he has the perfect volume, the perfect amount of foam under his feet where...
Jumped out into a huge lead. Second place, your wild card surfer from Japan, Hiroto Ohara. Adam Melling in third, and here goes Melling trying to get back into this. Opens it up with a nice speed float, cranks it off the bottom, nails it, pulls it around nicely. So Melling, just as we thought he was going to let that wave kind of push him down the line into the appropriate section, digs rail on what looked to be like a pretty basic cutback for Melling, but we'll see what happened there. And here goes Hiroto Ohhara. This was also during the break, Ross.
Nice cutback. And again, just coming unstuck. So Hiroto, just frothing out. You can see he's really excited. First CT here, maybe pushing a little too hard. He's got a great score. That 7.3 was his first wave. So, he is not comboed, but Mick Fanning, jeez, that was unbelievable. Beautiful carve. And there again is that perfect amount of pressure on the tail to zip through that second snap. Again, gaining speed when he needs it. So if the wave speeds ahead of him, he just steps on the gas. Pretty amazing there, Chris.
Well, this to me speaks to preparedness. You're never going to catch Mick Fanning off guard. He's going to be ready. He's been down here every day for the past week, all day. He's just been, surfing his guts out. And to me, Adam Melling and Hiroto Ohhara, they're just not quite in it yet. Almost like they weren't ready, for the event to start. Both these guys are making rookie errors like that. That's pretty rare you see Melling do it, but in this heat, he is coming up next against Michel Perez and Ian Crane, another local wild card. That's going to be a great heat, and every heat is stacked. But wow, the bottom turns on this kid, incredible. And if he can start to put these bottom turn, top turn combos together, scores are going to definitely improve. And out the back, Melling. Now this looks more, almost jinxed him right there, and apparently I did. I was about to say this looks more like the Melling that we're used to.
Right.
But again, going down, you got to wonder what's going on in the headspace.
And a lot of times you need some positive feedback from the start to give you something to work off of. And so far, Adam hasn't found that. So he's just still searching for that spark. Meanwhile, Hiroto, definitely getting his second best wave, 7.3 to start with, so he's been searching ever since for a little something, but he got stuck on two of these turns, even this one right here, just a little bit hung up as he applied pressure to that tail pad. But again, a lot of power for the young guy. And Adam Melling, let's see where he went wrong. I think it was basically just the wrong choice of moves. Trying to come around here, he's going to stomp on the tail. So I like that, but you can see he just mistimed it a little bit, got there early, and didn't have that nice feedback from the wave to push him along.
He's riding FCS 2s, and that kind of just gives him the opportunity to switch fins in and out these. So we'll see what Melling's got. All right, so he's already gotten further than we've seen him on any wave in this heat. Already 3 maneuvers out the back. So Melling just kind of getting it back together on this wave. I like that he's kind of ridden this thing all the way through to the inside, showing the judges he does have the capacity to complete a wave. It might not be the highest scoring wave of the heat, but I like that he's just got a complete wave now under his belt.
Before it just makes the wave look not as good somehow. You can see, watch when this wave kind of comes to the inside, it gets filled up with that whitewash, but beautiful first turn there. Jeez. Adam Melling showing tons of commitment, blasting those fins, 180. So great first opening turn there for this wave, but this is where it got kind of small, really small, on the inside rocks there. And the judges are, at that point, they're not going to give you a whole lot of points for those last couple of maneuvers.
Yeah, it's a great start. Kind of like Fanning. Melling really knows when, on his opening maneuver, when to release the tail, when to use the rail. Going to the tail slide, he just knows exactly what to do on each wave. You see a great shot from above, looking at live action from Hiroto Ohhara. Wildcard surfer from Japan, a couple nice turns out the back, making his way through this inside section. Powerful approach from our young Japanese surfer, the only surfer ever from Japan to win a QS 10,000.
Yeah, and as we mentioned, Hiroto, he's on the verge of qualifying. He's got a great chance winning that QS 10,000. And if you're not familiar with how it works here, there's two different leagues, so to speak. There's the qualifying tour, and then what we're watching right now this week is the championship tour. This is where we get our world champions. So Hiroto's out here due to receiving a wild card, but because he won the U.S. Open, he's got that 10,000 point keeper. So if he can back that up he could possibly be the first Japanese tour surfer to ever qualify for the championship tour.
And the experience in the surfers, I think once Hiroto comes up with what he needs and has the timing and has the pace, we'll see more out of him. But when you watch Mick Fanning right here, this guy, he's got so much style. He's coming up, boom, right into the bowl. You know what he's got coming. Here comes another one. Bang, straight off the top. I mean, come on. Little hiccup at the bottom there, but this guy has got so much experience. He knows exactly what he's doing. It's great to watch in the water, let me tell you.
We're loving it. Strider, hey, Strider.
The actual cheers coming from the beach, you can fully hear the crowd involvement. It's like an arena setting, and it feels, they might even be banking off the grandstands, but when they catch their wave and they finish off on the inside, they can fully get the energy and the vibe from the crowd and the noise, and they just get that extra pep in their step, which they need.
For him to get those scores. I mean, he basically just dials them in. And here he goes with 2 minutes to go. Mick Fanning, we'll see what kind of score he wants on this one. Sets it up off the bottom. Laser sharp opening snap. Goes to the air. A rare frontside air reverse from Mick Fanning. It's great to see. He's got 1 minute and 40 seconds to go. He's coming in. His job is done. Ohara out the back. Nice opening half. What a beautiful carve for Ohara. Right now he needs a 9.97. So he would have to do something spectacular on the inside to get that near perfect score. You know, I think Ohara surfed a really good heat. You know, his scores right now, they're kind of above mid-range, a 7.33 and a 6.77, but for his first CT, he looked pretty good.
No, I agree. 14 points. That's nothing to be ashamed of. That's solid. Unfortunately, when you're coming up against Mick Fanning, and by the way, you know, Mick Fanning, such an amazing surfer, just showing to the crowd, hey, I can get fancy, even though it's not a big air. It's pretty cool that he's got those tricks. But for Hiroto, keep in mind, he's going to draw another really big seed in round 2. So he's going to put up a fight. You know, even though he didn't win this heat, at least he put on display, hey boys, I'm here to play. You know, I can throw up a couple of decent scores. So he'll be one of those surfers that the top seeds will worry about a little bit in round 2.
Yeah, very excited to see what this kid can do.